Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back with I guess you could say, an October Halloween-themed movie reviews. We're going to be reviewing two films. The first being The Vampire versus the Bronx, and the second being Hubie Halloween. Both films I found on Netflix. I think I'm assuming that's where you got them. I think they're both Netflix exclusive.
I think that's the only place you can get them, actually. I'm not sure.
I think so, yeah. I think Netflix is like the only one. Like Amazon, if it's on Amazon, usually you can find it in other places, but Netflix, I think you can only get it there for the most part. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've never tried to watch a Netflix movie on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Usually, from my understanding, it's always one or the other. So because they're kind of like direct competitors or something. I don't know. So. Yeah. Cool. Well, those are the two films that we're going to be reviewing, and without further ado, I say we kind of just jump right into it, man. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start with Vampires versus the Bronx, and I will have you take that one on if you don't mind, Jason.
Sure. Yeah. So Vampires versus the Bronx. It is I guess you could say, a horror comedy. I would probably say a horror comedy. About a group of kids in a neighborhood of the Bronx in New York who start to notice. Basically, it's kind of the whole thing is kind of a metaphor for gentrification, because they start to notice, buildings getting bought up and businesses going out, being bought by this mysterious real estate agency that nobody really knows who they are. But I like how their logo is a picture of Vlad Dracul. I think that's his name, but like the real Count Dracula is their kind of mascot. So that's kind of a hint right there. Right. But so they start noticing some strange things happening in the neighborhood: people disappearing, buildings getting bought out, etc. And of course, it turns out that they're actually vampires that are moving in, trying to displace everybody in the neighborhood. I really like this movie. It reminded me a lot of kind of a combination of the Monster Squad and the Lost Boys, which are two of my favorite movies. So that's pretty good. And I really like the fact that it has really good, like, kind of neighborhood atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel like you're there. I've never been to the Bronx. I don't think I've been in New York, but I don't think I've ever been to the Bronx. But it made me feel like I was there and like I knew these people. You know what I mean? And the guy at the corner store, and like everybody knows everybody. And it had like really good neighborhood atmosphere. And it's really funny. I like the acting is all good. I like all the kids in there. But I will say that, like, I would say like the first hour is better than the last half hour, in my opinion. Like toward the end, it got a little cheesy, and it started reminding me a little bit too much of the Lost Boys. Like they were very specific things from the Lost Boys that it pretty much replicates entirely. So I wish it would have ended with a little bit more of a bang, but in my opinion, like the first hour was like almost perfect. Just really fun, really enjoyable. Just the right amounts of horror and comedy. I can see it would be a good kind of gateway movie for kids to get into the horror genre, much like the Monster Squad was for my generation, So so I really enjoyed it. How about you?
Yeah, I liked it as well. I thought it was good. It wasn't perfect or anything, and like I said, like you alluded to, it did remind me of a lot of the the 80s movies in terms of the Monster Squad or really the Lost Boys. For me, it reminded me quite a bit. And like you said, there's a few scenes in the last half that I thought were like verbatim Lost Boys. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely reminded me of that. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun. It was funny in parts. I thought the kids did a good job. Another one of those movies that kind of deals a little bit with like the social media and stuff like that, because they had like the girl that's like walking around like recording herself like on video all the time and that sort of stuff. And they did bring up a new element that I never thought about with terms of being able to see vampires in certain things. That was something that I'd never even thought about before. So there was something that was interesting on that part. So I did enjoy that I never thought about. And I don't want to get into the spoilers, but yeah, no, definitely. like I said, definitely reminding me of a lot of other vampire movies. So it's not going to break the mold or anything like that. You're not getting something completely, foreign or original. I mean, heck, they even had vampire movies set in New York, so
Oh,
about,
and they're
yeah,
in the movie they're watching Blade a lot, which
yeah,
I thought was a good. That was a fun touch, I thought. But
yeah, they're
yeah,
watching
they're watching
Blade, and
Blade to train
there's
themselves.
yeah, and then there's already Vampire in Brooklyn, which is you know what I mean. There's been other. I know it's not a great one, but there's been other films that have. My point is, it's
Yeah,
not original. There wasn't anything like
yeah,
overly original about the film or anything like that. But I thought as a whole, it was a decent film. I enjoyed it. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
Cool.
cool. Yeah, so definitely pretty good good start for a horror movie. Like I said, for someone that's not maybe like crazy into horror yet or that kind of stuff, because it's not that scary. It's more comedy than it is scary for sure. I would
Right.
say. There's a few moments, but there's nothing like super scary. I would say throughout the whole film.
Might
So
be for a kid. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like it might be a good movie, just the right amount of scary to get some kids into the horror genre, maybe. And for adults, it's not. It's not. It's. I would like the way about. It's like it's kind of a kids movie, but it's not a kids movie in the sense that adults can enjoy it because there's a lot in there for adults too. I thought.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, great. Well, that was pretty quick and easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which brings us to our second film, which I will go ahead and take, which is Hubie Halloween, which is, of course, also on Netflix. This one's a straight comedy, really. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
framed as a horror movie per se, but it's really a straight comedy. I mean, it's pretty much Adam Sandler and all of his buddies from like SNL and Friends in Life and all the people in his production company are pretty much in this film. I mean, it's got like everybody and their grandmas in this film, pretty much. So
A few surprises though too. Like a
yeah,
few. Like whoa, what are they doing there?
yeah. There is a lot of cameo surprises and that sort of stuff. So I won't list all the
Yeah.
actors in there, but basically, if you watch, a lot of Adam Sandler's films, there's going to be a lot of reoccurring characters that are in from other films that'll pop up, and some new films as well. But some of his newer roles and that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, definitely. So it's basically it's Hubie is Adam Sandler, and he is slow. I don't know quite how to describe him per se, but basically he is not, he's not up to snuff in terms of considered to be the most intelligent person.
He's got a big heart. I'll put it that way.
He's got a big heart. He's a very sweet boy.
Not a big brain, maybe, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So basically, Hubie lives with his mom, and like Halloween is like the holiday that he kind of like is like the Halloween monitor, basically. So on Halloween, he kind of goes out to make sure that everybody's kind of like he's kind of like Sam from Trick or Treat, but like not like doesn't do demonic things to you if you're not following the rules.
Yeah, he
He's
won't
more
kill
gonna
you.
like. Yeah, he's not going to kill you. He's probably going to tell on you.
Yeah.
so,
I'm gonna
and tell
stop
you
you
to
right there.
yeah, he'll stop you right there. Whatever you're doing. So if you're doing something that's against like Halloween rules, he's gonna let you know and stop you right there. And pretty much, he's kind of like the joke of the town. You know what I mean? Everybody in the town pretty much, they call him names. They call him, snitch. They do all kinds. They throw objects at him constantly. Kids are always like throwing stuff at him. So he's not a well-liked guy in town for the most part. He has an interest of somebody and that sort of thing, but for the most part, he's not a very well liked guy. Well, this year on Halloween, there is basically an escaped person escapes out of a mental institution, and they believe that this person and people are starting to disappear, and they believe that the person from the escaped mental institution is the one that is actually either killing people or taking people or something of that nature, and so. Hubie basically takes it upon himself to kind of like assign himself to the case, mostly also because a new neighbor just happens to move into his, next door to him, literally the day after the escaped patient escapes. So, he's thinking maybe this is the guy that lives next door to him kind of thing. And it kind of just goes from there. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into spoilers or anything like that, but it is a comedy. It's silly, it's wacky, it's over the top. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It's not Adam Sandler's best comedy by any means, but it definitely was fun, and it does have a lot of good cameos in it. And it's a film that everybody can kind of watch and laugh and have probably a good time with. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun overall. So what was your take, Jason?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I am an Adam Sandler fan. I haven't liked everything he's done, but I have liked a lot of what he's done. And I'm a Halloween junkie. This is my time of year. Like horror. I don't watch anything but horror movies all October. Halloween is like Christmas. Halloween's like my Christmas, basically. So already, it would have to be pretty bad for me to not enjoy it. But I did. Yeah. It's not perfect. There's a lot of bad jokes in there, and there's like parts where I was like, I wish they would have cut that part, and I wasn't. There's like a recurring joke that Hubie, like I didn't really understand his character very much because he's supposed to love Halloween, but he's so easily scared.
Yeah.
And they did that over and over, and it didn't really make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense as a joke to me. But I mean, it did make me laugh a couple of times.
Yeah, but they kind of overplayed it, I felt like, as well. And it's just like, this guy's supposed to be, like you said, it's supposed to be his favorite, like, time to come out and be like the Halloween monitor, but he's like scared of everything. You know what I mean? Like, someone jumps out of a bush and he just like overload. Oh, you know what I mean? And you're just
not like the oh, you got me, I love being scared kind of way, but
it's just like I'm completely freaked out. Yeah.
Kind of way. Yeah. That, like, does he love Halloween or hate Halloween? I don't really know.
Right. Yeah.
But I can, it's not the kind of movie that you want to pick apart for logic.
No, definitely not.
It has a lot of funny people in it. It has a lot of funny things in it. It has a lot of really good. I'm a sucker for good production design in movies like this, where they have like the really elaborate Halloween decorations everywhere and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is the kind of movie that I can see. It's definitely, far from being perfect, but it's the kind of movie that I can definitely see coming back to every other year or every few years around Halloween. Just because it's good comfort food. It's just a good, enjoyable movie about my favorite time of year. So I see myself watching it every few years around this time. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, definitely a fun one. Definitely one that if you want a decent laugh. I think most people will get some laughs out of it. I don't know if you'll necessarily be over the moon and just love it, but I think you'll get some decent laughs out of it. And like I said, it's fun. It's definitely one that I would watch again for sure.
Oh yeah.
I may even
it's an easy view for sure.
Yeah, I may even watch it with the kids or something. You know what I mean? Like my kid's a little older, I'm saying, but watch it with kids. It is. I say it's probably R-rated, right?
Yeah, probably.
Some of the jokes and stuff like that, I think, would be R-rated.
Yeah,
so,
it'd be a pretty heavy PG-13 if it wasn't.
So just FYI on that, and I guess we never really talk about the rating systems for people watching, but just mindful of that.
I don't have any kids, so I don't really ever think about the rating.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
And I do. No, no, all our kids are teenagers, but but if you have younger kids, I don't know. But but definitely a funny film. So for sure.
Yeah, cool. Nice little Netflix double feature. Oh, right there.
Oops. Yeah.
Get it together, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice little Netflix double feature for sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get into our actual grading. So we'll start with you. I'll start with Vampires versus the Bronx. Overall grade, and Face, you would give that one.
I don't know. I seem to be on a roll with these lately, but for me, that was a 4 out of 5, a B+. So that's this Face. Went to smile with some teeth. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Cool. And I guess I'm back in the saddle in terms of being a star behind you.
One below.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I liked it. Like I said, I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. I didn't love it, and like I said, my part of my issue is it just reminded me of so many other better vampire films. So it's just like if I got a choice between watching that or going back to The Lost Boys, I'm probably just gonna watch The Lost Boys. So just based on that simple factor. You know what I mean? I'm going with a 3 out of 5 on it. So because it really, to me, it really didn't offer anything that original or that new. I thought the story itself was good, and I don't want to knock it for that, you know. But it influenced so heavily from other films, like you already alluded to, that I kind of would just watch those other films if I was in the mood for a Monster Squad type movie. You're just gonna watch the Monster Squad. If you're in the mood for a vampire type movie, you're probably just gonna watch The Lost Boys or Fright Night or something of that nature, something else that it reminded you of that, you know, featured a group of kids, you know what I mean, going after vampires kind of thing. So
yeah.
so
Well, see, that's why it's not 5, Kier. See, it's 4. It's not
yeah, that's why it's 3. so yeah, so it's a 3 out of 5. Then I'm gonna give it this face, which is a smile and no teeth in this case. I'm just gonna go to a big smile.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Cool. And Hubie Halloween, your overall grade and face you would give that one.
What do you want to guess?
Probably the same grade, probably 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, man. It's a solid B+. It's a different kind of B+. It's a different kind of B+. It's more of a sentimental B+. You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, I could give it the B, but frankly, even though I would say that probably Vampires versus the Bronx is probably the better made movie, Hubie Halloween was the one that I enjoyed a little bit more, and I see myself watching more often. So, but yeah, I mean, again, 4 out of 5, B+, same face.
Cool. Yeah, I actually liked Hubie Halloween a little more for the same reasons I think that you alluded to. I think that you're right. I think that if you're looking at production value and I hate to say intelligence, but Vampire versus Brooklyn or Vampire versus the Bronx, I'm sorry, is probably a better production value film, and it's probably better, well made. But as far as just having fun and being just a fun, funny film and a film that I'm probably going to rewatch again, I'm probably going with Hubie Halloween over Vampire versus the Bronx. So that's just me personally. Yeah. So I enjoyed it a little bit more, and I'm actually going to give that one a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Which is up there, man. You're pushing towards, you know, the highest grades that I ever give.
I know.
So 3.5 out of 5, and I'm gonna give that a smile with some teeth, baby. Boom. So, no, both good films, both fun. You know, definitely if you haven't seen either one of them, they're on Netflix. So you know, check them out. Let us know in the comments if you've seen one or both, and kind of your take on them. And you know, if you like the review, as always, give us a like, thumbs up. You know, definitely subscribe to the channel, and then as always, make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates. We will be back again soon with another review. We thank you all for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.